Welcome to another edition of Popular Cold Podcast. I'm Charles.
And I'm Jen.
Yeah.
And I'm Mel.
We did it.
Nailed it.
You actually sound like one of those like proper podcasts. With
Yeah.
American, like This American Life or something.
Yes.
It's good.
Next time on Serial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I feel like I need to go deeper.
Totally
There's a joke there.
So this week, day, I don't know,
Night.
evening,
Late.
Definitely
early morning.
night.
we delved deep into the ocean
So deep.
So deep.
of Star Trek, Episode 4.
Well done. The Voyage Home.
Yes. 1986.
Good year.
What a classic.
Was it 86?
86.
Yeah. 86.
Oh yeah, okay. We were talking about Star Trek at work, I think, and I had lost count or something about when, because we were talking about The Undiscovered Country, which is my personal favorite Star Trek movie.
Which one is that?
Number 6.
I don't think I got to that one yet. I think I haven't seen past this one.
It's the best one.
They're so old in number 4 already.
I know.
What are they, like geriatric?
They look like they're 60.
Yeah, okay.
Easily in their 60s.
And they are, yeah.
Shatner's hairpiece, though. Only 5 years old.
So insane. And I was like, we were getting confused because Chris was sitting next to me and he was saying, like, which one should I watch? And I was like, Undiscovered Country for sure. He was like, isn't that one of the shitty ones? I was like, no, that's a pretty good one.
No, Nemesis is one of the shitty ones.
That's
No.
definitely a shitty one.
Oh
but
my
like
God.
the Star Trek like saga or whatever you want to call it has always been like every other movie's good. So the first one was actually pretty shit.
The first one was I was told not to bother with the first one. I still watched it
Yeah,
because I
I've
wanted
heard
the
that
context.
as well. Is it that Star Trek the motion picture?
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's
Just-
super fucking weird.
It's weird.
And really boring.
Number 2's great.
Great.
Oh, of course.
That's Wrath
Wrath
of
of
Khan.
Khan.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
How do you say Wrath?
Wrath.
Oh, that's
That's how Lamb of God said Wrath, so that's how I say it.
that is
It's pronounced Wrath.
sexy. Can I say sexy? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Alright,
I think in the American accent, you do say Wrath, which is...
I say Wrath.
I say Wrath.
Wrath.
Well,
It
how do you
should be-
pronounce... Oh, no, that's right. I was going to compare it to Warmth, but that's got an AR in it.
Warmth.
Yeah.
It's Wrath.
Yeah, it should.
Like Tim Roth.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, I'll keep
Yeah.
saying that. I'll just
Yeah.
pop
Do it.
that in occasionally. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the guy that plays Khan is weirdly attractive.
Yeah.
Is that okay to say sexy? In his weird, like, yeah, there's something there. There's some charisma there. And love that they redid a different take on that in the second new Star Wars. Star Wars.
So I
Star
wasn't
Trek
a fan
film.
of that.
I liked
Into
it.
Darkness. I thought miscast completely.
Oh,
I-
Benedict Cumberbatch for sure.
Oh, you definitely
Yeah, weird-
like not
weird
a good
casting.
role for him.
The guy that played Khan would totally be up for revisiting the character. I'm
yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Is he
Didn't do
alive?
anything else.
Is he alive?
Yes, MK, he is alive. So is Daniel DeVito and Joe Pesci.
No, he's actually. I'm sorry. But
When did he
Ricardo
die?
Montalban
Yes.
died
I was like, I'm pretty
but
sure
in
he's not.
2009.
So before the film, he'd still be up for it, I'm sure. He was pretty wooden originally. Oh, come on, it's 2000. It was 2009. It's like 10 years ago. I liked the retake on that. It was kind of cool swapping the roles over and having Spock scream.
I just thought it was
Khan.
too it was like role reversal with Kirk and Spock swapped, but I just thought it was too predictable. Like if you sort of knew
for sure.
what happened in the original Wrath of Khan, you could sort of just be like, well, I know exactly how this scene's going to play out,
Didn't
even though
play out that way. But then I'm a sucker for like fan panda.
Wait.
It's like, you know this story, and I'm like, I do know this story, like, but it's different. I'm like, oh my god, just
Is Into Darkness? It's not a remake of Wrath of Khan.
not
there's
directly.
Khan's in it, and there's
Yeah.
a moment where, if you haven't seen the original Wrath of Khan, stop listening now.
Yeah, you should.
Where-
Go back and watch it.
Where Spock is meant to die,
Right.
but they have Kirk dying, and Spock screams Khan instead of the other way around.
Right.
So it's not a
right.
remake, but it's
Alright.
a rehash of the
A
story.
recall of it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a throwback, you know.
That's cool.
I liked
because
it.
it's that alternate timeline sort of.
And that was very
Biz.
clever, getting that out in the first new one.
Yeah,
Being
that
it's an
that I
alternate
did
universe.
appreciate.
That means we can do whatever we want. No one can cry. Lack of continuity.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
fuck you, fanboys.
Yeah, like Wrath of Khan, then there was Search for Spock?
Yes.
Yeah, which is weird.
Can I ask?
It is.
Did the copies of Voyage Home that you guys both watched? Mine at the start had like a previously on
No.
Star Trek. Mine was like
Oh.
recapped.
I wish I had because I had trouble.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
it was great because I actually haven't seen Search for Spock,
Okay.
so it was really good for them to be like, yeah, here's like little snippets of what happened in the last one.
I wish, because I'm sitting there
And,
going,
yeah.
what happened to Kirk's son? Kirk had a son?
Yeah.
Kirk doesn't have a son.
Who also is mentioned for like one sentence. He gets one line mentioned in this movie.
Not enough. That was my first note, was context. If you haven't seen the other film, it's a bit of a struggle to start off with.
Yeah, you should just find whatever copy that I have that just
She can
summarizes
share it around.
for you.
Make
Could you back it up for me?
copies.
Just back it
I'll
up for
see.
me.
Pop it on a DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely had to like stop and think a few times and be like, do I remember why this is happening? And I really was. I did. I had to pull it from way far back in the recesses of my brain.
I had to pull it back
But-
from way back in IMDb.
It was crazy.
Wikipedia plot summary. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm surprised and impressed with how far back my brain can remember, because I literally can't remember what I did yesterday
Yeah.
or what I said before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just said
Yeah.
what I said.
So,
What did you say?
so
Well,
Charlie,
I watched it with my partner, luckily, so I was like, wait, what happened? He's like, oh, don't you remember? He kept doing that. Oh, I don't know. I've seen it as long ago as you did. I'm like, yeah, but you remember shit. I'm that person when I watch a film. It's awkward. Anyway.
My wife reads ahead.
On
I-
Wikipedia.
It's so insane.
I do that
It's
for horror movies.
I do it for horror films, but I just don't watch the film. I just read the Wikipedia plot. So I know the whole plot of Hereditary already.
We could be watching a movie she hasn't seen before that's like
Oh, no.
a sick movie.
Yeah.
And if she gets like stressed out about something or has anxiety about
Okay.
something going on in the movie, she's like, I have to find out what happens.
Wow.
Because if it turns out how I don't want it to, I'm going to be fucking bummed.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm like, are you just watch the movie. She'll ask me like, oh my God, like what's, and she'll ask, ask
she
me
knows.
something. And I'm like, just watch. And she's like, no.
I'm reading it. I am the person that goes, oh, what's that actor from? Oh, they're from, oh, what is it? And then I'll go to IMDb. I'm like, they're also in Patty's. Like, okay, good to know. Like,
Yeah.
I love, and I think I mentioned this the last episode I was on, the last and only episode I was on. I love IMDb trivia. I'm
Yes.
straight on there during the film, after the film. Love it. And I love telling people about the things that I've learned. Did a bit of reading on this film. Not trivia, but like, why whales, basically, was my question the whole film.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that a little later. So I've got a great little snippet from Leonard Nimoy, rest in peace, about that.
So Charlie, you said your favourite film is Undiscovered Country.
It is.
Getting like still a little bit more broadly about Star Trek in general. Who is everyone's favourite captain? I feel
Kirk.
like that's the big.
The one and only Captain Kirk, Captain James T. Kirk. Not even a thought, really.
Yeah.
Followed up by Picard.
Yeah,
Obviously.
because that's the big thing. Like people are always like Kirk or Picard, like who's better?
I started off watching the original series and I fell in love with Kirk.
Yeah.
So I can't watch Next Gen. I have trouble watching Next Gen.
Oh, I love Next Gen.
There's way too many holodeck
That's what I'm
episodes.
most familiar with. Oh, yeah, some of the episodes are very, very bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything in the holodeck, I'm like,
But-
don't go back in time.
yeah. Well, I can't really judge because my favourite captain is Janeway.
Oh, yeah.
People love to hate on Voyager which is fair sometimes because they did have that episode where they go to Warp 10, they both get, Janeway and Paris get changed into lizards. And then
That's
have
classic Star
have
Trek,
lizard
isn't
babies together, which
Yeah.
they then just abandon on a planet.
My-
Have you not watched this classic Star Trek episode?
So insane. Oh my God.
That's-
Fun fact: my
so
friend, Hello Dira, who lives over in the US now, her and her husband just had a baby. They named her middle name Janeway after Captain Janeway.
Yes.
That's
Which I
pretty
think is
dope.
sick. They're massive nerds. He works for
Legends.
NASA, like big deal. So like love that. So yeah, a good bit of
Yeah.
soft spot
That's
for Janeway
dope.
being a woman as
That's
well.
dope.
Absolutely.
Who's your favorite Captain
Picard.
Charlie? Yeah,
For sure. Kirk's cool, but
bit of a loose cannon.
it's not even that. he's just he's a dick.
So is Han Solo. Love Han Solo.
Yeah.
So maybe I've got a thing for him.
I like Han Solo more than I like Kirk.
Okay.
I don't know. There's something about Picard. Maybe it's because I saw, what's his name? Patrick Stewart.
He's so good.
Good.
I watched him perform A Christmas Story by himself.
Wow.
And it was the coolest thing.
I think...
And he was funny.
I don't think I've ever been more jealous of anyone in my entire life.
I think, Charlie, that you'd probably be, other than my partner, the only person in my life that I could call a friend or family that knows A Christmas Story.
Yeah, bro.
Because American. I talked about it on one of my other podcasts that I'm on. Shout out Nerd Out. We talked about Christmas movies, and I said one of my favorites is A Christmas Story, which my partner showed me. It's like they show it for 24 hours on one channel for like on Christmas Eve or something in Canada.
Oh, you know what? First of all,
different movie, right? Are you talking about?
I'm A Christmas Carol.
Oh, but
My
you like
bad,
A Christmas Story, right?
But A Christmas Story.
I was going to ask how he did the whole of
I
A
was
Christmas
say
Story.
that. Because it's heavily narrated, but Patrick Stewart. I don't know.
Yeah.
Would have still been. He could still do that though.
My bad.
Do watch A Christmas Story for Christmas. It's fucking
It is
hilarious.
Great, and I make Ashley watch it at least once.
Yeah, we watch. I've actually purchased it through iTunes, not hired it. I purchased it to own so I can watch it every year.
That makes my heart glow.
It's great. It's very good
because it's a bit of a tradition. Like literally from Christmas Eve, probably day. I think day now that I think it goes for more for like 36 hours.
Yeah. They play it straight through
on TNT.
Repeat. That's the
just straight through until Christmas Day night.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And it's like just on repeat. It's great. It's the best thing ever.
That was a great little
Sorry,
I
love
love
it. Yeah.
It's
good.
Picard is super. He's a gentleman.
Mm-hmm. What
He's a gentleman's captain.
was the first show? Like, what was your first Star Trek viewing? Was it Next Gen?
I think so. The first Star Trek viewing, and my mom's probably gonna get so mad at her brother right now if she ever listens to this. I was in preschool or kindergarten, something, I don't know. Whenever Undiscovered Country came out.
Oh wow!
I was young enough to be like running around a playground at school or something, and this teacher comes into the class or wherever I was, and is like, "Hey, your Uncle Tom is here to pick you up."
Can you confirm this is your Uncle
Tom?
Tom?
Yeah, legit. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like just clueless.
Cool.
And my Uncle Tom was at my school and was like, "Hey, bud, do you want to hang out? You want to go see a movie?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." And we went and watched Undiscovered Country.
Cool.
In the movie theaters.
That's amazing.
That was my first Star Trek.
They're all Kirk, yeah? All the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's 6 with original
Kirk.
series.
Yeah, the original
Well, that's interesting.
And
'cause
then
I thought maybe.
but then technically there's
He
like
does show
7
up.
with Kirk because Generations
Yeah.
He shows up.
did happen.
Yeah, I thought maybe there was a link to whatever you saw first being your favourite captain, but there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
was
you
gonna
probably
ask
saw him
about
at
that
his
as well.
worst, but
Yeah. Well, Undiscovered Country is my favorite Star Trek movie.
cool.
But my mom and I pretty much grew up with my mom watching Next Generation.
Yeah.
So that was like every night or however many nights. I'm pretty sure it was on every night. That's what I grew up watching.
I struggle. Like, I watched it as an adult for the first time, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. I'd seen snippets of episodes. I couldn't warm to Data. It took me a long time. Because I think what I've been told is that he takes a while to discover how to be Data. Like, he's very, I'm not a human. And then it's kind of like he kind of settles into the role as an actor.
Yeah.
And I struggled. I was like, why does everyone go on about how great he is? And I was like, I don't like him.
Apparently was Data was a bit of a sex symbol at the time. Yeah, like his actor Brent.
It's so pasty.
Brent Spiner is that his name? He got a ton of like fan letters, mostly from women,
There you go.
being like, "I love Data." Yeah, which
Later on, when
I
he
don't get it
does get a
personally,
little bit of
but-
something. I vaguely remember an episode where he
Well,
and they ask him how, and he goes, "Well, everything works how it should."
he also there's an episode or actually,
And I was a bit weirded out.
I think I might be recalling the movie where they give him feelings and like.
oh yeah, they
Maybe
do.
that's-
He
maybe
gets
that's
like an
what I've
emotion chip or something
Yeah,
like that in his
and it
brain.
completely
Is that a
fucks him
Q? does Q give that to him?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Fucking Q.
I love Q. Oh my god. John
He-
Delancey.
Is he the Loki?
Fucking
Is he
legend.
the Loki of that?
Yeah, basically.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
Q. Oh, Q.
Yeah.
Yes.
The first episode, the very first episode of the first season where they go and he's
Yep.
in space.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And it's like a judgment, like a
Pretty
trial.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every Q episode, I'm like, skip it. Skip it.
Encounter at Farpoint.
Yeah, I just nah. So I'm skipping a lot of episodes. I'm skipping
Oh,
any
no.
holodeck episode where Picard goes back to film noir, and is a detective. Like, fuck off. You've got the whole of the future and the universe and the galaxy to explore, and you're going back to this 50s Earth. No, I'm not into it. And every Q episode. So just I haven't seen a lot.
Every Q episode is my favorite episode.
Wow, I just
think
can't
those are my
stand
mom's
him.
favorites.
Yeah. Oh, they're so. I love it. I love Q. I think he's so funny. My favorite ever episode of Star Trek out of every single episode in any series is I can't remember if the episode's called Q2, but it's where Q's son
Oh no.
gets trapped on Voyager as a punishment and his powers get taken away, and it's fucking incredible. And it's got John Delancey's real life son, Keegan Delancey, as
Oh, that's cool.
Q's son, which is amazing.
That's cool.
It's very, very
Maybe
good.
I need to
Yeah.
not be so judgy and give
And
him a chance, you know?
I've always found with Star Trek, the TV shows, you must have patience.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Like, a lot.
And there are some clunkers.
Not so much for the
in
original
every
season
one.
because there's not a lot of episodes. They're
Fair.
pretty short and a lot happens. So, I don't know, there seems to be a lot of, what's the word, not a lot of action in the early days of
Like the OG
Next
series?
Gen. No,
Next
OG
Gen.
series is
There's a ton.
we're at a planet, there's a distress call, we land,
Yes.
we orbit and then beam down.
Yeah.
There's a monster, red shirts get killed.
Yes.
Kirk saves the day against all odds. We go back to the ship. He makes out with someone with cool hair. That's the formula, right?
Holy shit. Yeah.
Whereas Next Gen has a little bit more politics and things involved, and I think maybe I just straight up like a space
Yeah.
western.
Yeah, that's
the original
fair.
series.
Well,
Give me a space western any day.
Trouble with
Yeah.
Tribbles is my favorite episode.
oh, very, very
Great
good.
episode.
Fucking
Yeah.
love it. So good.
Yeah.
Any episode which is all of them where Bones gets to say, "Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a blah." I'm into it.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
My second born child will be called DeForest. P.S. You have no say in this Patrick Register. He agrees.
Calling him out.
DeForest
Love
is a
it.
great name, and he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Bones is probably my favorite character.
I feel sad that I haven't seen him in anything else.
Charlie just smacked his face on the microphone. If anyone's wondering
Sorry.
what happened
very
there,
professional.
Sorry,
this
Mel.
recording.
continue.
I was just saying I haven't seen DeForest Kelly. I keep wanting to call him DeForest Whitaker, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not a person.
And then I go DeForest Nightingale. It's just this mesh of names. DeFlorence and the Machine. Send us your best DeForest mix-up name via our socials. I want to see some of them.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, he's my fave, and I've always liked his relationship with Spock. It's always really fun.
Was the original series your first Star Trek, Jen?
Yep.
Yeah.
From the start, episode 1, The Cage, I think it's called, the pilot. It's called The Cage.
yeah. With the different cast as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you've got
Different, yeah.
Captain
It's good.
Pike. Pike?
Yes.
Excuse me.
And number one, not Spock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Was number one, was that Majel Barrett?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna.
Chris?
Oh.
But yeah, I started from the start. My boss at the my old job at the hat shop lent me the box sets, which are the first season is red, second season's yellow, third season's blue, and they're in this capsule thing that you go and open and take
Yes.
the discs
Oh.
out.
I got those from my mom.
Amazing.
They're so good. So I watched it all and binged it, and fell in love with the team of the Enterprise. Love Uhura. She's the best.
Oh, yeah.
She's
So
fucking
good.
dope.
And as an actress, did a lot of good shit for
Yeah.
women and women of color on TV. I read something somewhere that I can't remember who it was. Might have been Martin Luther King Jr., who basically she was going to quit.
Yes, I've read this
She was
too.
going to
Yeah.
quit, and he was like, "No, you are doing so many. You need to continue. You need
Mm.
to keep going." She's getting so much hate mail. It was also the first interracial kiss
Yeah.
on screen, even though they were forced to do it. The characters.
Yes.
It was still a big deal.
Yeah. I feel
Uhura's
like I read
badass.
some channels refused to air
To
it or
air it,
something
yep.
like that because
Or they
it was
edited
so
it out.
She,
yeah, it was
she
so
talks about it
controversial.
on one of my favorite TV shows, Comic Book Men.
Mm.
Stop that.
Charlie's being harassed by a cat, and I'm very jealous because we swapped seats, so now he's getting all the attention.
But basically, this is exactly what you guys were saying, is she was basically going to quit. And Martin Luther King pretty much told her she couldn't.
Yeah, forbade her.
Yeah,
Forbid her?
like it wasn't like don't do it. It was more like you can't do it because shit will get even more fucked than it already is.
Yeah.
And by you being there, it's taking a stand, and it was actually it's a really cool moment in history that she was sort of I don't want to say part of, but she was it.
Yep.
So
it's awesome.
Fuck yeah, go Uhura.
She's great. Didn't have a whole lot to do in that movie.
Her and Chekhov do sneak onto the.
They do sneak onto the
Nuclear
nuclear
vessels.
vessels.
Nuclear vessels.
I didn't notice. I was like, I love that the Klingon ship, for all intents and purposes, is set up pretty much exactly the same as the Enterprise. Like, their stations are in the same place. She knows exactly what buttons to press. I know there's a moment where they kind of go, oh, it's taking me longer to learn how to read Klingon. Like, I don't know why I said that like Mae West. It's taking me longer to know how to speak Klingon. Like, Scotty's suddenly Mae West. Why don't you come down and see me in engineering sometime? But then it was kind of like, oh, but now everyone knows how to do it.
Yeah.
How long has it been between films? Like, how long have they had this Klingon ship to get used to?
Not that long. They say...
Boy, they're good at flying
no, they say that they've been in exile for about 3 months.
Charlie's just being harassed by this cat right now.
Yeah, it's
because she was scratching her lower back, mate. She loves it.
She's trying to
This needs to be recorded.
Almost.
Sure. Sorry, Mel, I keep... Every time you're talking...
How dare you, Jen? You've never invited back.
Cats, man.
Just getting kisses now.
Yeah, you...
Oh my god. Stop molesting our co-host.
How long have they been on the ship? Had the ship?
So, at the start of the movie, I do think Kirk, in his captain's log, even though he's an admiral now, still a captain's log,
Admiral's log.
They've been in exile for about 3 months on Vulcan.
So they've had 3 months.
So they nicked this Klingon ship at the end of, I think, Search for Spock, so about 3 months.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like they've done much with it. Like, they haven't been flying around Vulcan.
No.
Just been chilling.
I've always found that in a lot of those sci-fi, even Star Wars has moments where I'm like, when did you learn to fly that ship?
Yeah. Like, of course, everything's just compatible with everything else.
I get why Rey can fly a ship because she pulls them apart. The moment where she, like, gets to the top of... in Rogue One, not Rey. I get why she can. But then in Rogue One, when Jin gets to the top and she just looks and goes, right, this is where I've got to plug the thing, and, like, straight up just knows how things work. And I'm like, no, it's going to take you, like, at least a minute to figure out what's happening. Like,
yeah. Look, we don't even have universal, like, phone chargers. Like, there's no way a spaceship would just work immediately the way that you want it to work.
But then I remember it's a movie.
Yeah.
And not to think about those things and enjoy it.
That's
but I was like, oh, look, Uhura's little station's up there, and, like, there's a nice seat down the front, the 2 spots at the front for Chekhov and
why do they
Takai,
have
what's his
that,
name? Sulu.
Like one's a navigator and one's a pilot. Can't you just do it? Can't one person?
Chekhov does weapons.
Oh,
I don't just say that like
sorry,
it didn't
my
have
bad.
a W in it.
Yeah.
Nuclear weapons.
The weapons.
Well, I guess because Sulu's the pilot, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Chekhov
So
navigates.
yeah, exactly.
He puts all the, like.
Sulu does all the things that actually make the ship go backwards and forwards and upwards and downwards and all that
And
good
warp
stuff.
speeds.
And warp speeds, particularly warp 9.
Yeah.
And then there's an extra one where they go, and now, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's like Fast and the Furious, where
Turbo
there's always an extra
boost.
gear.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
NOS.
exactly like warp 10. You can use it as just to do anything, because that's also in Voyager how Paris and Janeway get turned into lizards. Is how they go
Warp
at
10,
warp
man.
10.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Warp 10 is a
This
recipe.
could have been a very different movie if
That's why
they'd
you
all
never
been
go
lizards.
ludicrous speed.
No. But there was a bit, like, for both times when they went back in time where they were already at warp 10.
Yeah.
And then, like, wait
there's,
for
like,
it.
extra warp.
And now. And I'm like, what was
Yeah.
the now? What were they doing
They
then?
slingshot
Going
around the sun to use their gravity.
But
to
I get that, but,
accelerate.
like, what was that go? What was that? Like, was he pressing a button to activate the slingshot? Like,
Yes, I think so. Because,
or was it another boost? Or?
spoilers for
It was
the end.
the-
Spock was like, all right, I need all the controls over here.
Yeah, okay.
And he fucking, all right, wait for it.
Wait for it.
Fucking now.
Making a guess.
So Sulu is what makes it go, and Chekhov as a navigator does.
Where to go?
You were explaining it, Charlie.
Oh,
You don't
Charlie,
remember.
Get on it.
Is the where?
Yeah.
He's like, cool.
He enters coordinates.
Enters
and
coordinates, checks it, turns the weapons on and things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
puts the blast shields up.
Yeah.
Tells them they're on
The
reserve
blast
power.
shields.
I
blast-
didn't realize he did weapons
Star
as well.
Trek people
It's
are
been a
really
while.
mad.
What did I say? The blast shields. What are they called?
Shields.
Shields.
Don't tweet at us, please.
Don't at me.
Or do.
Don't at me. Come on. They share a lot of similar names.
Yeah.
He's in charge of the shields and telling everybody when we're only on reserve power, which
Shields
is a
up.
lot.
A lot of the time. Yeah.
And then Scotty's like, I can't do it.
I'm
And Kirk's like,
giving
well,
it
you're
all
better or
I've
you're fired. And then he figures it out.
Yeah.
It's just it's a good formula. It works.
It is.
It works.
Yeah.
Then you put whales in the mix, and it's
Amazing.
a recipe for a great film.
Yeah.
Sir, there'll be whales on board.
It's not the whales, it's the water. Oh, my favourite Scotty moment in this film is one of my favourite Scotty moments. It's where he's going on to the computer and he's like, hello, computer. And then they're like, try using the mouse. He's like, hello, computer.
Yeah, it's
Use
so
the keyboard.
good.
Keyboard's so primitive. And he's like, like typing like my dad types.
Super
Yeah,
dainty.
like 2 fingers.
But then he's suddenly just like, and he nails it. But I was just like, God.
Yeah.
The opportunity, the script writers and Leonard Nimoy must have had so much fun in the writing room deciding what awkward positions can we put people from the future in
Yes.
in 1980s.
My favourite
Wherever they are.
was
Like-
the because the Federation is a cashless economy, like they don't have
Yeah.
money.
They
And
still
Kirk
use
is,
money.
Kirk is selling his vintage glasses and he's
Yeah.
like $100 and he's like,
Is that a lot?
is that a lot? And then he's splitting up the money amongst the crew, which is like maybe $10 each.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't
splurge.
splurge.
There's some really good lines in that. I think
So
I wrote my
funny.
favorite line is when they first get to Earth, the guy nearly runs into him and he goes,
Yes.
Yes.
What does he say?
He says.
Well, double dumbass on you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that comes
so
back again
good.
later, and Spock trying to swear like the hell I did. The what is it? The bloody hell? No,
The,
it wouldn't be bloody hell. That's so
they
Australian.
aren't the hell your whales or
Yeah.
something like
they
that.
They are the hell man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, so
Just
good.
like them listing in the ideas room, being like, all right, what awkward positions can we put him in? They can't speak properly. There's no money. What else? Like
Spock's ears, where they're like,
Rips
they've
it
never
so
encountered an
beautifully.
extraterrestrial. He just tears a piece of his bathrobe off. Like,
really
True.
straight too.
Really-
Also, that robe that he wears, those sleeves.
Yeah.
they're incredible.
He would have
Can we-
designed that. He would have decided to wear that as the
Yeah,
director. He'd have been like, I'm
he's-
absolutely wearing
He's
bell
making
sleeves.
strong choices.
Like
he
Terry
just-
Talley.
He did just die and come back to life, so maybe that was something I had to relearn, was fashion.
How to dress.
Yeah. It does look super comfortable though. Like,
But like
really good.
super not
Not practical.
practical at all.
But that's why he has to take it off and then we get to see his butt when he swims with the whales.
I can't say I looked at his
What a
butt.
skinny dude.
I know. He's
Sinewy.
ripped.
Everyone has like just it's not that they're just flabby. It's weird. Like no one has any muscle on them.
In what?
All the movie.
Oh, everybody.
Like they're just all
Do you know
Well,
why,
they're, like,
Charlie?
old.
Because they're old.
yeah, true.
Muscles atrophy, you know?
It's
Like,
true.
Forgot about
everything goes downhill after 30.
that. Fuck.
Nearly there.
Got a couple more good years yet.
I thought Uhura still looked great.
Oh,
Sulu
yeah.
still had his ready capped, like
I-
really
yeah,
low
that's-
voice that you don't
Sulu
expect.
has some muscle.
He always did.
True.
He still has muscle.
That episode where he what is it? Something comes on board that makes everyone go like into a fantasy world, and he's going around like with samurai swords because some.
No, they're fencing.
That's right,
like
he's
sabers
fencing.
or whatever. I don't know.
And
what
he
the
has his
proper
shirt off, and
foils.
it's like, wow, George
Yes.
Takei. Like,
That was because he could actually fence, and so they wanted to write that into the show, which is like who can do that now?
That's
like that's
fucking sick.
amazing.
you can fence. Let's put it in there.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that. Again,
Write
writers'
that shit
room
in.
love to be a fly on the wall for that.
Sulu's the man.
Absolutely.
He's also the pilot, as we discovered earlier.
Yes. I'm gonna get a lot of tweets for that one. How could you not know?
Anyway, I would like to mention, shout out to the overly obnoxious opening credits. They went for too long. I hate opening credits as a rule. Thank God Star Wars changed that. like opening titles.
Yeah.
Star Wars is like the king of that's the
The first people who did it.
Yeah,
They got in
the
a lot of
classic.
trouble for that originally.
Just
But then
too
they were
much
like, it's
reading.
all good because this movie's going to be shit anyway, so we'll let him do it. And then Star Wars took off, and it was it was like he wanted just the music. Didn't want the boring like people's names, since it was one of the first films to do it. It was unheard of before then. Good on you, George Lucas. This was just like, okay, yep, cool. We're going to get all these names at the end, and there was just like the music was obnoxious.
Kept going and going and going.
Normally you've got something interesting to look at, like the Enterprise flying through space.
No,
and
just Star
I
Nebula.
do feel like
Just
I've watched a
names.
different cut of this to you guys because I think I had credits at the end.
both.
There were definitely credits at the end too.
There was both.
But
The credits at the end were they rolling over them, like splashing and playing in the water?
that's the very final scene. The
Okay.
credits are just
That was
like
good.
stills from the movie, but with like
Yeah, I saw that
Yep.
yeah.
with the names and
Yeah.
yeah. They had a dedication at the start of mine.
Yes, they did of mine as well to the Challenger
Yeah.
crew.
Yeah.
which
That was
is-
nice.
Yeah, very sweet.
That's sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, obnoxious credits. So just that was on my notes there.
Yeah.
And how old school the future fucking technology looks.
Yeah.
But that's
Yes,
unfortunately
can
just
we
the
please
product of.
dive into that?
Yep. They're like
Oh my
they're
God.
like all the computers they're using at the like Earth base
Yeah.
at the start when everything's
Oh.
going wrong, and they're all just like like
yeah.
come on.
Well, because they
Analog.
also, like in Next Gen, they have all these like flat screens and stuff built and touch screens built into the wall. But in this one, they're still using the big old clunky like CRT monitors and everything.
And their
everything's
targeting
really
system's like the
huge.
targeting system in Star Wars, where it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
It looks like a 1980s like war room, like
Yeah.
And
proper
when you-
like
and you're
Cold
like-
War.
and you think
preparing
about
for
it, and
nuclear
you're like,
war.
yeah, yes, it was filmed in the 80s. That's
Yeah.
what they knew. They couldn't. I mean, you can imagine what technology is going to be in the future, but they're like,
Yeah.
this is pretty high tech for us.
Yeah.
Well, some things like when what is it when Kirk's at dinner with Gillian and he pulls out his
It's a communicator.
yeah communicator.
Yeah.
Thank you. And he's like talking. He's like, I thought I told you not to call me.
Like a flip phone.
But like that's like sort of
It's just a walkie-talkie,
Cell phone.
really, isn't it?
sort of
When they're on Earth, it is.
Can we talk about? I forget her name because I have a terrible memory. But like just her
The
like,
whale
Gillian?
lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all her reactions to like
She,
it was weird to me.
I think it was
It was
badly
very-
written. She was
yeah.
Yeah.
super sarcastic,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
but
not
also
in-
just in like
believable way.
when
Yes.
she sees Spock swimming with the whales and she's so mad about that and she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And then
What the
she,
hell?
like-
What could he have done?
yeah, but then she's
Nothing.
like she sees them later and she's like, let me give you a ride and I'll
Yeah.
take you out to dinner. And it's like,
Yeah.
but why would you want anything to do? It's like she's so angry and then there's nothing after that. And
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, let's chat.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you all
She's
this
like, it's like,
information.
cool, I get it if you're trying to do like that. She's like wary but intrigued because she's quite strong and she's
Yeah.
not herself. But none
Yeah.
of that came around. It was badly written and kind of badly acted, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like her from the
Because
get-go.
it went from like, you guys are fucking with my whales, to, oh my whales, these whales are not gonna have any chance in the wild, and they have no hope whatsoever. So
Also-
let's see what you guys are all about.
You could not keep whales in a tank that small.
No.
2 humpback whales?
No.
Get
In the
fucked.
tank they had at the
Yeah.
center and on the ship.
No way.
When they beam aboard the ship and they're just like
Yeah.
standing still, I'm like, these whales would be freaking out for starters.
I mean,
But like,
also then, like, is the implication at the end of the movie that they're, released into the oceans and then they're going to have whales again now? There's only 2 of them.
one's pregnant.
And, yeah, but
so
like...
then they're going to have another baby, or the baby one's going to have to mate with the dad or
you
the
can't
mum.
resurrect a whole species from 2 individuals. You just can't.
But I
But
guess
there's hope, you know?
I guess
I mean, yeah.
if you
That hope.
it's because it's the future.
Yeah.
They could probably genetically
Clone
fucking-
them or something.
Yeah, clone them.
Yeah.
and
It's
do
true.
Crazy shit.
That is true.
That's what I would
I mean,
think.
the probe is no help at all, even though it
That-
seems to have
Hold
an
on.
invested interest.
How have we not even
That whale probe,
touched the probe yet?
it's the future. The probe.
The probe.
It's very phallic, I thought.
Meow, meow.
It looks like it looks like a log
It's very bad.
or a thing of like cookie dough. With, with,
that comes in the foil.
where I've cut part off and eaten
Yes.
it, you know? Like
What's the thing hanging from it then?
that's just a communicator.
It's
that when it sucks that back up and goes away, spoilers,
Yeah.
it looks like a log. Would you like me to read you the explanation?
Yes.
Yes,
That would be
please.
great.
Okay. What was the probe in Star Trek 4? I googled that.
Yeah.
Amazing,
Give me
Jen.
some answers.
Love your work.
Top answer is... Just keep talking. I'm just
Yeah.
doing a bit of a Google here.
While you are Googling, I really appreciated that this probe, like the fact that it wasn't targeted at humans, I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you just don't see that a lot in sci-fi. Like a lot of sci-fi is very like anthropocentric and everything's about humanity, or like a lot of all the aliens look very humanoid, like, you know, same number of limbs as us, same basic sort of physiology.
We always do that. So
Very
boring.
compatible like ways of interacting with the world. But then this probe, like the fact that it wasn't looking for people at all, I think is very cool. And then Spock's quote of there's different types of intelligence out there, and it's like, why do you assume that every alien species is going to be human or
Humanoid.
human-like in nature? Like
That's why I liked Arrival.
I was good. Yeah, that was really, really cool.
Arrival
because
was
the
dope.
heptapods
The moment
were
when she's like,
so different.
how do you explain a question to someone that doesn't know what a question is?
Yeah,
Like,
and just their conception
that
of
movie
time
fucking
and
blew my mind.
Yeah.
so good.
so it appears that there was a sequel novel, Probe, that gives some more background about the whale probe.
It was
And I
just
quote,
called Probe.
Kirk and his crew later discovered that the probe was created by beings that resembled Earth. How do you say it? Cetaceans? Cetaceans.
Cetaceans.
Whales. Spock successfully
Cetacean
mind
needed.
melds with the probe, learning that it did not seek to be destructive to other races. Instead, they were so different from its creators, which were so its creators created it and decided that it was shit, and they treated them like mites, called them metal bubbles, and the probe has been basically exiled, and he's like exploring the universe. And Spock teaches the probe to be more aware of what it is doing. Thank you, Kat. Kat just knocked on the microphone. Of what it is doing to humanoid life in the galaxy as it travels, leaving the probe to continue to explore the galaxy.
So wait, the probe is aware? Like self-aware somehow?
Apparently.
Oh my god.
Apparently. I love you too, Kitty.
You're
Don't make me
not a good
allergic.
sound
But then I
check.
remember reading something that's like, it straight up says in the movie, here we go. In the movie, Spock asked Uhura to fine-tune the probe's transmissions, and
Yes.
ultimately it gave out the whale songs.
Yes.
I remember
Since
this.
at that time, about 2286, the whales had been long extinct. Spock deduced that this was a probe sent by aliens of whale species to check on what happened to their other inhabitants on Earth. This was not a routine check. Maybe the whales routinely contacted their species throughout the universe when they existed. Once they had been made extinct, the probe came searching for answers.
So does that mean that the humpbacks, all the species of whales on Earth, or just humpbacks because it only
No,
seems
all
to,
whales.
All whales.
are space whales?
Sure.
Right. That's the impression that I got.
Yeah. Or
That's
like
awesome.
other, or like
Or
a
there's-
similar family.
Yeah.
It's very hitchhikers, like the dolphins are aliens, or
Yes.
mice are
Yes,
aliens.
Ralph.
Space whales pop up a lot. There's a space whale in Doctor Who, isn't there?
There is.
That's piloting the ship.
yes,
There's also
it's-
one
it's-
in another Star Trek episode. Isn't there not another space whale?
I don't know.
Not that I recall.
There's space whales in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Of
called-
course, it's like inevitable.
They live on Manon, the water world of Manon.
I'd like to go there. No, I can't swim very well. I did love, and I was reading this as I was watching the scene where they had the whale and the probe talking at the end. And it's like, goes on a little long
Little.
to not know what's going on. And Nimoy actually decided he wanted them to be not anthropomorphized and to not have subtitles because he, again, like it's mentioned in the film, that humans assume out of our arrogance that the probe is here for us. And so he wanted to make sure to show that it absolutely wasn't. He didn't want a translation, that it wasn't about us, it was about them. And a lot of people disagree with him, but he got his way because he's the director. And he's Leonard Nimoy and he's Spock, so, you know.
And it was absolutely, I think, the right choice.
Yeah. I found it a little bit when I was watching it and not knowing that. I was kind of like, all right, just have a couple of back and forths. But we watched it with subtitles because for some reason it automatically turned it on. And I sometimes find it easier to watch a movie with subtitles. And it didn't translate any of it. It just said whale song, probe whale song, whale song. But then as it turned around, it said whale song bidding farewell, a probe song bidding farewell. I'm like, well, it translated that one and it
I
was
like
a goodbye.
that.
That's
Like,
cute.
That's
and
kinda
it's like, see ya.
It was really.
Because we didn't.
Yeah.
Have you seen his son? So yeah, that's the explanation for why, but also, why not? Really? Like, I feel like there was a bit of a ulterior motive there. Like, I reckon Leonard, if you look up Leonard Nimoy is into whales and like conservation, and that's like what a way to get that like
When I was a kid,
feeling across.
I would draw. I used to draw a lot when I was a kid. I can't draw for shit now, but I used to draw.
You probably couldn't draw for shit then, but you're a kid, so it was okay.
No, pretty good. Whales, sharks,
Yeah?
just animals, but a lot of
Couldn't do
whales.
fins.
I don't know why. I loved orcas. Orcas are still pretty cool. They beat up great white sharks.
They're so cool.
Um,
So are sharks.
but yeah, I don't know why I had this obsession with like, not obsession, but I just like drawing whales.
Yeah.
I just thought they looked cool.
They are cool.
They are cool. Whales are so dope.
You always forget that they're mammals and they absolutely can't breathe underwater. So the
Yeah.
moment where she's like, they're trapped, they'll drown. It's like, they're whale. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. They have to come up for air sometimes. But like, not, like they can stay underwater for,
Oh,
like
for
a few hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least.
And then I was like, I got myself confused with sharks. That sharks can't stop moving because they'll drown because they have to pass water through their gills. Or fish, or sharks particularly, I think.
Yeah.
So when they like beamed aboard and they were just standing there like, you know, stunned mullets, I was like, they can't stop moving. But then I realised that was sharks.
Yeah. Some of
So I
the
got all my aquatic animals a bit mixed up.
footage of the whales did really show the movie's age, I think. Like, especially at the end where it's very clearly shot from a moving boat and it's just up and down of the whales. Like,
Does the
splashing
flipper
in the
wave?
yeah.
Yeah, the flipper wave.
And it just, it made me a bit
Free
seasick
Willy.
almost, having to watch that.
I was when we first got to the aquarium, I was like, because I've been to that aquarium, and I was
Really?
like,
The Cetacean Institute.
well, that's Monterey Bay, like
Awesome.
where they're at, where they're filming, and it's a really a beautiful aquarium.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know why I even pondered the thought, but I was like, do they have whales there?
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
Because if they do, I'm not going.
could they have held whales there? And I just
Yeah.
started questioning, like, wait a minute, could that have actually happened? Like,
Yeah.
they're actually there.
Do they explain how big the tank is? Because like I can see that it's
It's not.
viewing, but then it's like a open. Couldn't they
Yes.
just jump it?
I don't-
wall?
Nah, they wouldn't be able to do that. But
You need a bit of a run up, probably.
And probably a bit of depth.
There is, so that wall that you can kind of see where it kind of looks like it's a tank. It's actually open.
Yeah.
So, but a whale could not fit through that opening.
Yeah.
That, like, because it's like these
Sure.
two walls, and then
Yeah,
it
okay.
stops there.
Because you look at that and you're like, anywhere that you can look through glass at a whale is too small a tank. You shouldn't be able to see a
Absolutely.
whale that close. It's too small. Like the first Ace Ventura film when he's looking for, oh no, it's a doll film, he's looking for Snowflake.
Yeah.
It's like, he's not going to be, why is there a great white shark in a tank that small? It's not Snowflake, but it shouldn't be there either. It's, yeah, I saw it and I was like, they are an institute for whales, but they're not treating them very nicely.
And they do
This-
say that they got them as calves, I think. So they
They
grew
just
up there.
accidentally ended up there.
Yeah.
They said they ended in the bay and they took them here. I'm like, but then you release them into the bay at the end of the film. Aren't they just going to be stuck in the
not-
bay again? Like,
Yeah.
what's this? Is the bay very shallow?
Also, where the fuck did those Icelandic or Norwegian or Swedish whatever
Yeah.
whale, like, all right, whales get released, Norwegian whale
Oh yeah, why are they talking
there ready
in like in the bay?
yeah.
That's maybe they got a tip off from someone at the institute. They were like, "Hey man, there's some sweet ass whales coming
Yeah.
your way. 2 of them."
Oh
Yeah.
right, sorry, I'm thinking they hadn't gone back in time just yet. Forward in time. Sorry, it was when they were first
Yeah,
rescuing
when
them.
they have to save.
Yeah.
So weird.
What I mean is that at the end when they let the whales, I know they crash and it wasn't what they planned, but they're free now. But I'm like, but they're in the bay. Are they not gonna not survive there? Like, isn't that why you captured them as cubs to start with because they got trapped?
Cubs.
Welcome.
The whole thing.
Is that what they
The
call
whole thing
Calves.
was
calves?
like in the 80s, and when the film was filmed, like whale hunting was still a big deal.
Was it actually? 'Cause
It actually was.
okay.
Like, it was still a thing. People still did it until, I mean, Japan still does
people
it.
still do it now.
Iceland still does it. Iceland just killed a blue whale.
Oh fuck.
Wow.
Like, insane fucking shit.
That's insane.
Uh,
That's the biggest animal in the world.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well done, Iceland.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Add that to
Good
the
music,
list.
bad whaling.
Yeah. Great music.
Yeah.
Siguro. Beautiful.
Yeah.
General Icelandic metal. Pretty brutal.
For sure.
Gotta
But-
keep warm.
No one needs a blue whale in their home. Or whatever they use it for. Whatever. Who knows? Anyways, it was still a thing.
Okay.
And so I think also part of the movie was probably Leonard Nimoy probably was super into whales.
Yeah.
And it was like
Conservation,
let's stop
anti-whaling.
fucking with the whales.
And I guess in the time, though, like, you know, I was visiting SeaWorld up until I was, old enough
For
to
sure.
know better. And, like, people
For
didn't
sure.
know that it was so bad to have a whale in a tank.
So bad.
They thought it was huge. Like, they can swim a very long way each day. That's still, no matter how big the tank is, it's still a tank.
Yeah.
But then in 86, that would have been their idea of, like, keeping them pretty safe.
Yeah.
This will be cool.
It's fins cool and bendy. It looks great.
Yeah. And even though in nature it doesn't do that.
No.
Which I
That's
didn't know.
the irony. I didn't
Yeah.
know until I watched a awful documentary.
Fucking Blackfish, man.
I haven't seen that.
Blackfish.
Uh,
It's very good, but
I'm
it's
too scared to.
do not watch it.
Okay. I think
I-
you've told me this before.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. The
Yeah.
whole thing. The whole thing. It's really gnarly and really, really brutally honest and eye-opening.
Yeah.
But fuck, it's gut-wrenching.
Mm.
Like, just, it's absolutely insane.
it's a very good documentary.
It's really
the
good.
quality, really, really good. They talk to a lot of people.
Okay.
I actually would say watch it. Like, I
Yeah.
found it absolutely
I find
heartbreaking and gut-wrenching.
so
as well,
sure.
but I would
fascinating.
say
Yeah.
But
do
I don't
it.
really know the...
Definitely actually watch it.
Yeah, but also
just,
don't watch it.
Just be prepared to cry the whole time.
Oh, mate, it doesn't take me much. Meantime, I'm watching, like, these awful videos where they've got an orca doing tricks and then it beaches itself
Yep.
so that people come running forward to take a
Yeah.
photo, and then it tries to... And you hear the instructor's panic in her voice, being like, they know that they
Yeah.
know this behavior and they still allow it. And I like watching it being like, I hope you fucking kill someone, like rooting for the whale.
Yeah.
And
But-
it's like,
that's basically
sometimes
when
they
you-
do.
yeah, they
Yeah.
pull people into
Yeah.
the water because
Like-
that's their trick. That's what they do. They're
Yeah,
predators.
and that's basically when you watch Blackfish, like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Like, three or four people.
He killed an
something
instructor
like
or
that.
something?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I've read
like,
about
what-
it. I've done the Ash read ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't read the plot, but I know what it's about. Well, look at you, Leonard. You've got us talking about whales. That's what
Yeah.
you wanted.
Yeah.
Right? Star Trek. Not just a space western.
I think that might have just about do it for us
Just wrapped us up.
tonight on Popular Cult Podcast.
We've jumped. Oh, jump the shark doesn't really work. In this.
We've-
It's about a whale.
I feel like we've jumped the whale.
We
at
freed
this
Willy.
point. We freed
Oh,
Willy.
wow.
We had a whale of a time. That's a dolphin.
Orcas do something like
They
that.
do that cool noise.
Yeah.
Actually. Like I like
Are they technically
Orca.
a dolphin though?
Sounding a bit
Like a-
orca-ish.
orca-ish.
Is an orca a dolphin technically?
No.
No.
Okay.
Orca is a killer whale, and one other one as well. They're in a family. Orca family. Awkward.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Excuse me.
Talk-
Oh, they are they?
The killer whale or orca is a toothed whale belonging to the oceanic dolphin family. Suck it, Jen.
Oh, so a killer whale is a dolphin.
Well, it says
other way
oceanic
around.
dolphin, so I'm sure that's probably
Hey, that's
whales
cool.
as well.
I like the ones with
Delphinidae.
the dugong,
Narwhal.
the narwhal.
Narwhals, you know that horn is actually a long tooth?
Yeah, it's fucked.
Fucked. They can have two, like very rare cases, they can have two.
Tooth decay. Oh, they can say records. They get tooth
They
decay.
can have two
You know what it's
horns.
for?
Battle.
It's,
Being gnarly?
Banging.
With their tooth. And on that note,
All right. There's also a narluga, which is a narwhal whale, and a beluga whale that have mated.
That's
oh,
fun.
Well, I know what I'm going to be
Anyways,
Googling after this.
see, I told you I like whales.
you do.
Anyways,
Weirdly.
that's this episode is done now.
The end.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, on another episode of Popular Cult Podcast.
You can find us on Twitter at popular_cult or Instagram at Popular Cult Podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I've been Mel.
I've been Jen.
And I am your lovely radio host. Charles Moore.
We hope you've had a whale of a time.
You better edit it so I'm saying that. Thank you. I will have no one, no man, no woman take a pun off of me.
You can find us on social media, on Twitter at Gavin was meant to give me
social media.
You can find us on the socials. We'll link them all in
Gavin
the
was
description.
meant to give me a fucking list of the social of like our of like what our Instagram handle is and what our Twitter handle is, so I could just read that shit, and I do not have it. I have been let down.
You'll find links in the description, I imagine.
Yeah, you can find
platform.
us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. They'll all be linked in the show notes, or we'll edit some shit back in.
You'll find all the links in the description on whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on. Thank you for joining us again. Have a whale of a time. I wanted to use that again. I love it. That's the only pun I